Salam alaikum, everyone. This is the Islamic House of Israel. Hope everybody having a good day. Salam alaikum, no Jihan. How's it going?
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Doing well. Alhamdulillah. How's
Good,
everyone? How's everyone?
good. Doing pretty good. All right, so today's topic is who are those that run? We got chapter 100 in the Quran. It's also called the racers. Some translations call it the racers. Some will call those that run. Um, and so we're gonna figure out who they are. Now, this is a short, it's a short ayat, so it's not gonna take 2 hours to explain. And it's very, very simple. And when I explain to you who those that run is, or the racers, you're gonna be like, oh man, you're gonna be like, okay, that was like right under my nose. It's not like that deep. And well, it is deep, but you're gonna be like, okay, that was kind of easy. All right. Um, so let's get to it. This is similar to the blowers on knots. All right. So let's get to it. And then we're gonna go back and dabble into the blower on knots.
All
All
right.
right. So let's do it. No Jihan, let's see. Let's go to where should I start? Let's go ahead and go to chapter 100 in the Quran. I need you to go to you gotta go to the word for word because the English one is kind of weird.
All right. You said chapter 100 and the
Chapter
word.
100.
Okay. All right.
And share your screen. All right, your screen is shared.
All right. Sharing my screen. Okay. Here we go. Chapter 100. Okay. Here we go. Okay. You see that?
Yes, I see it.
All right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. All right. It says by the racers panting and the producers of sparks striking and the chargers at dawn, then raise thereby dust, then penetrate in the center, thereby collectively indeed mankind to his Lord is surely ungrateful, and indeed he is on that surely a witness.
All right. Let's go to some of
And
the translate.
indeed,
Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay. And indeed he in love of wealth is surely intense, but does not he know when will be scattered what is in the graves, and is made apparent what is in the breast? Indeed, their Lord about them that day, surely all aware.
All right. So let's go back to the front. Let me go back to 100.
Okay.
The first part of 100. Yeah. I didn't know 100 was that long. Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's look at this. Let's go back to the word for word. Read the first part just one more time.
Oh, okay. Okay. It says by the racers panting
All right. Racers panting. We got breathing. Racers panting. We got horses.
and the producers of sparks striking
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and
Got
the
wheels.
charger. Okay. And the chargers at dawn,
Horses.
then race thereby dust,
Mm-hmm. That's what they do.
then penetrate this in the center, thereby collectively indeed mankind to his Lord is surely ungrateful.
All right, pause it. All right, so this right here, if you go to this is talking about chariots, but it's talking about if you go to the earlier scriptures, it's talking about heavenly chariots. Go to Psalms 68:17.
Okay.
Talk about the chariots in heaven, the heavenly chariots, the horses that pant. This ayat, it literally, some ayats got like multiple layers to it. 68:17.
Okay. It says, all right. It says the
Hold on,
chariots
we
of
can't hear you.
God,
There we go. Go ahead, I hear you now.
the chariots of God are tens of thousands, thousands of thousands are they. The Lord is in his sanctuary as he was at Sinai. You have ascended on high. You have led captives away. You have received gifts from men, even from the rebellious.
Pause
That
it.
the Lord,
Pause it. So the chariots of God are 10,000s or 10,000s or thousands, are they? These are the angels which ride on in chariots. Isaiah. Now let's keep going.
okay,
Isaiah 66:15.
Isaiah 66:15. Okay,
So when the
66:15.
Most High come with the angels, they're riding on the chariot of fire.
Okay. And it says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire. His chariots are like a whirlwind to execute his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by the fire and by his sword, the Lord will execute judgment on all flesh, and many will be slain by the Lord.
Okay. Now, I want to answer a question, and this might be controversial. People always ask, they say, does Allah have a hand? Does Allah have feet? Does Allah have this and have that? Right?
Hmm.
You want to know my answer to that?
Yes.
Okay. Allah is the only being that is free. The only being that is free. Does that make sense?
Yes, Allah's hand. There's a verse that says, they say that Allah's. I think this there's a verse that says that they say that Allah's hands are tied, but
Right. Now,
Allah.
when I say free, I mean we're confined to our body.
Right.
Allah is the only, even the angels are different. The reason why the angels are different is because the angels, the head, the top, the high angels, they witness their creation.
Right.
We didn't witness our creation, but we're confined to our body.
Right.
So we're not free.
Allah.
They're not free either because they witnessed their creation, but they incarnated into a body. Meaning they when they witnessed their creation, they sat there and they watched the Most High create their wings and their bodies and all that, and then they incarnated into their body. So they know that Allah created them. We
Right.
we did not witness our own creation. They're confined to, we are confined. The Most High is the only being that's free, truly free. Now, if the Most High needed to give you something, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you a person, right? And he needed to give you something, a piece of paper. All he has to say is be, and guess
And it
what?
is.
Hands will appear.
Right.
Is that his hands?
Everything belongs to Allah.
Slow down. Let's be real. Is that his hands?
those are not his physical hands. No.
He give you the piece of paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the hands disappear.
Right.
Okay, if he need to give you something, he say hands and hands appear. He say be and it is.
Right.
He say be and it is.
Right.
Does he? We like you look in the mirror. You have an identity. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
you have an identity. You have a body that belong that like you're identified. The Most High can say be and he have hands. Give you
Mm-hmm.
something. Then the hands disappear.
Right.
Then he can say be and another pair of hands will come out. He don't have like personal. He's nothing like unto him. He does not have like personal hands. Like these hands, I got my own fingerprints and everything. These are my hands.
Right.
He say be and it is. If he want hands, he could say if he want, he say be and it is. Let me give you an example. And he is in total control of his creation.
Right.
He is not his creation, but he has power over his creation.
Absolutely.
Go to let me give you an example. Isaiah 104 verse 3. Go to not Isaiah, Psalms 104, Psalms 104 3.
Okay. 104:3. It says, laying the beams of his chambers in the waters above, making the clouds his chariot, walking on the wings of the wind.
Pause it. So the Most High can come to his clouds and turn them clouds into a chariot.
Right.
He could say be, and then the clouds will turn into a chariot. And it
Right.
is. He's a creator.
Just the best of. Yes. Yes.
He makes the winds his messenger, makes of fire his servants. He has power over his creation. He is
Yes.
not his creation.
The Most High is outside of his creation, high above he.
Mhm.
So he's outside of he's the Most High is outside of in all of that.
Yeah.
But like you
All right.
said, with the
Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, but like you said, with when the Most High needs to communicate to the Most High's creation, to his creation, then he uses things that are a part of his creation to communicate. So thus, human beings, just we're human, and so we need some type of other type of creation, a human or
No,
humanoid
no, no.
type.
Listen to what I'm saying. He don't. He don't have to use nobody else's hands. He can say hands. He is a creator. The hands will be created right there. He
Right.
don't have to use nobody's hands. He say hands and a new pair of hands that never existed before. You understand what I'm saying? And then they disappear.
Yes, sir. I understand what you're saying.
Now we say human being. Human being. We're not original. We're not original. We had to like the way we look is ours. No, the way we look, we were created in the image and the likeness of the Elohim. That means who looked like this first?
The Elohim.
Right. So we are a replica of the Elohim. We're not original. If we see an angel, the angel is going to be looking at us like the little angels, not the big ones. The little angel is going to be like, y'all look like me. We be like, dang man, like I be saying humanoid. No, they had ears before we had ears, before we existed. The little Elohims had a nose before we had a nose, before we existed. We, you know what I'm saying? That like you ever, your child or something like that, and you be like, your child come up to you and be like, you look like me, mama. Like, no, you look like me. You know what I'm saying? I was before
Right.
you. Humans are a replica. Humans a replica. We ain't the first to have no ears. We're not the first to have a nose.
Yeah, that's right.
We're humans because we die and we're mortal. If I
Right.
wasn't mortal, then what would I be? I wouldn't be human if I was immortal. I wouldn't be human then. What made me human is I die and I'm mortal and made from the dirt. But what if there's a being that's made from like freaking like bronze, but they have two eyes and a nose, humanoid, but just made for something different?
Right. Different material.
Yeah, what if it's just different material? I don't think we're the
Right.
first to have eyes like this. Maybe it's a different material.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you bring it down?
Oh, I thought we were finished with that verse. I can definitely bring it back up.
I got more.
All right.
Let's go to Isaiah. Oh man, I didn't even put the verse on this one. That's weird. But Isaiah 66:15.
Okay.
I didn't even put a verse on this other one. But it's okay. We'll be all right. Yeah, so yeah, the most high can speak it in, he can speak it into existence. That doesn't mean that those hands even belong to him. They there for the moment.
Right.
And you can read in Ezekiel and it gives you a really good explanation of that. Ezekiel saw a being that didn't have a bottom. It didn't even have a bottom.
Hmm.
No legs. There was no legs. It was just like it was no legs.
Hmm. Hmm.
That was a temporary. That was like a temporary little body, temporary little like energy body. And that wasn't even called Allah. That was called the glory of the Lord. That's the glory of the Lord. We don't see the Most High's essence. We see the glory of the Lord. If he
Hmm.
say be and a hand come slap you upside the head, that was the glory of the Lord.
Yes.
He just said be it was. He didn't even gotta be there. He could say hand, slap him upside the head, and say hand to slap him upside the head. Was that his hand? Yeah, it was his hand. But it like it don't exist anymore. It's gone.
Right. It's the Most High's. I don't want to say essence,
It said the
but
glory of the Lord. That's what they call it. The glory. I saw the glory of the Lord.
glory of the Lord.
That's his glory. That's not really his essence. That's just the glory of the Lord.
Yes.
Whatever that means. But that's what it says in the earlier scriptures. It say, I saw the glory of the Lord.
The amaze, like amazement, like the glory, like wow, glory, like some things that Allah does or things that we see, some of the miracles that we see. The only way we can put it into words is glory,
Yep,
hallelujah, glory.
that's right.
It's-
Yep. Where we at? Where we at? What did I say? 66:15?
yes.
Let's see. I
Mm,
got this right. Here we go.
all right. For behold, the Lord will come with fire. His chariots are like a whirlwind to execute his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and for by his sword, the Lord will execute judgment on all flesh, and many will be slain by the Lord.
Pause it. All right, so there we go. So the Most High comes on these chariots. It's a big old chariot too. Those wheels, those cherubims, those cherubs. I had a one of the psalms about this, but I didn't write down the thingy. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Stay in Isaiah 19:1.
Okay. All right. As Isaiah 19:1, it says, this is the burden against Egypt. Behold, the Lord rides on a swift cloud. He is coming to Egypt. The idols of Egypt will tremble before him, and the hearts of the Egyptians will melt within them.
Pause it. So the Most High comes with a cloud. He turned that cloud into a chariot. He take the cloud, turn it into a chariot, and ride out. All right.
Yes. Mm.
Let's go to let's go to 2 Kings 2:11.
Okay. 2 Kings 2:11.
Then we'll go back to the Quran and then come back.
All right. It says, as they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire with horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them. And Elijah went up into heaven in a whirlwind.
Right. You see that? Keep going. One more.
All right. It says, as Elisha watched, he cried out, my father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel. And he saw Elijah no more. So taking hold of his own clothes, he tore them in two.
All right. So Elijah, we know the story of Elijah. He went up into a chariot. Remember the song about Elijah? Swing down, sweet chariot?
Right.
Chariot of fire. That's what the Quran is talking about, that chariot. And that's wonderful. The Quran confirms all the chariots that's in the earlier scriptures. Because it talks about, I got more scriptures about chariots.
So the chariot that we just read about, or well, actually, I think we read about, it said when we were reading by the racers panting
The
and the
racers, that's
produce
horses, they panting, the horses breathing,
and
producing sparks of chariots.
okay. So basically, we're talking about these different chariots that we're seeing and we're finding throughout the different verses.
Yep. And the
About
angels, I'm gonna show you how the angels, when they come in rows, they come with horses and chariots. With the Most High, they come with chariots.
Gotcha. And these chariots, they can kind of come in a moment, like when we see with Elijah, the chariot, it was a cloud, and then the cloud turned into a chariot.
Yep. And they move very fast. Like in Ezekiel, they're super fast. Look at the book of Ezekiel. And even in the book of Enoch, the sons of Elohim are called, their animal type was horses. The horses. The ones that came down, their animal archetype was a horse.
Because of their
Just keep going.
speed.
Hmm?
Because of their speed.
I guess. Because
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
89:22, Quran.
Okay. You want me to go to word for word, or just the Quran?
It don't matter.
Okay. All right. It says, and your Lord comes with the angels row after row.
So this is the same thing that the early scriptures say. When the Most High comes, He comes with the angels, and they got chariots and they got horses, and they come in deep. They come deep with all these chariots and these fire horses. They come in rows, and I'm gonna show you that. That's it. That's also, I think we read that in Psalms, didn't we? We read it in Psalms. I think 68:17 said that.
68:17.
68:17 said that.
68:17.
So you can see the ayah, and then when you go to earlier scriptures, you can see.
All right. Yes. So 68:17 says,
I think
the
that's it.
chariots of God are tens of thousands, thousands of thousands are they.
See that? That's the angels. In the book of Revelations, the angels is tens of thousands of thousands. Remember that? I saw angels that were tens of thousands. That's the
Right.
chariots of God. They all riding deep.
Mm. And they're sort of like in like the Quran says here, they are like in rows.
Yep.
Almost kind of like you think of like a military which platoon, I guess, if that's the proper word, where everyone are in ranks,
Yep.
and then rows upon rows of ranks.
Yep. And these ain't no regular little horse. These are fire. These ain't no regular.
Mm. They,
Deep.
yes.
Let's go to I think this is a good one. 2 Samuel 22.
Okay. Okay, 2 Samuel 22. It says, and
22:7.
David, okay. In my distress, I called upon the Lord. I cried out to my God, and from his temple, he heard my voice, and my cry for help reached his ears. Then the earth shook and quaked, the foundations of the heavens trembled. They were shaken because he burned with anger. Smoke rose from his nostrils, and consuming fire came from his mouth. Glowing coals blazed forth. He parted the heavens and came down with dark clouds beneath his feet. He
Keep going.
mounted a cherub and flew. He
Ooh, you see
soared.
that? He mounted a cherub.
Mm.
Keep going.
He soared on the wings of the wind. There's that wings. There's that wind again. He
Yep.
made darkness a canopy around him, a
Yep.
gathering of water and thick clouds. From the brightness of his presence, coals of fire blazed forth. The Lord thundered from heaven. The voice of the Most High sounded. He shot his arrows and scattered the foes. He hurled the lightning and routed them. The channels of the sea appeared, and the foundations of the world were exposed. At the rebuke of the Lord, at the blast of the breath of his nostrils, he reached down from on high and took hold of me. He drew me out of deep waters. He rescued me from my powerful enemy, from foes too mighty for me. They confronted me in my day of calamity, but the Lord was my support. He brought me out into the open. He rescued me because he delighted in me. The Lord has rewarded me according to my righteousness. He has repaid me according to the cleanness of my hands.
Mhm.
For I have kept the ways of the Lord and have
Beautiful.
not wickedly departed from my God.
Beautiful. I don't know
Mm,
why I wrote that down. Hmm. Okay.
mm. I mean, that's a good one. I mean, that's a good one.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about. I'm looking at my paper.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one. You're right. Songwriter. I think that was it. I think that might have been the songs one. Okay. Let's go to. Okay. Yeah. Enoch chapter 20,
Okay. Enoch chapter 20.
verse 7.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to have to stop sharing my screen for one moment so I can pull up Enoch. Sorry, give me one moment.
It's okay. All right. While you do that, I'm gonna recap a little bit. So we talked about if you was listening to the blower on knots, the wheels inside the wheel, and the wheels have eyes all around it, the cherubims, and the cherubims are the angels, like really like the angels of the earth, like the heavens, like our heavens. You have an expansion, like a glass expansion, and it talks about that glass expansion in the book of Revelation, and it also talks about it in Ezekiel. Under that expansion, under that glass little thingy, you have the cherubim. And then on top of the glass thing, you're going to have the throne of the Most High. You're going to have the throne. But below, the cherubims are like lower than the seraphims. And the eyes, the book of Revelation says the Lamb has 7 eyes, and the 7 eyes are the 7 spirits of God that goes out into the earth. So an eye equals the ruach, a spirit, and a spirit is breath, is the breath, the wind, the wind. The 7 spirits is the spirit of understanding, the spirit of knowledge, the spirit, what spirit of knowledge, understanding, spirit of wisdom, spirit of counsel, spirit of might, spirit of the Lord. And there's one more. I forgot. There's one more. I forgot the last one. So these wheels got all these eyes, which represents the spirit. Spirits. Eyes mean spirits. They say that the eye is the gateway to the spirit, to the soul. No, the eye is the gateway to the spirit, and the stomach is the gateway to the soul.
Mm.
The stomach, really. The stomach and the chest. What else?
All right.
And this is all
And
written
I
in
have
Ezekiel.
I have Enoch pulled up. Which
Enoch
chapter?
27,
27. Okay.
chapter 20, verse 7.
Okay, chapter 20, verse 7. Chapter, all right. And I did share my screen.
You ready?
Yes.
There we go. Yep, that's it.
Okay, it says Gabriel, one of the holy angels who is over paradise, and the serpents and the cherubim.
Okay, I want to establish that Gabriel is over the cherubim. He's over
And
the cherubim. He's over the serpents. I want to establish that he's over the cherubim. When it talks about angels, the angels coming down, the angels that bowed to Adam are the four living creatures and the elders. They bowed to Adam, but one, I guess it was five living creatures. One didn't, Iblis, the fake cherubim, because he was
gotcha.
of the jinn. He wasn't a real cherubim. He was a fake cherubim. He was of the jinn. That's what it's saying. It's saying, they know why he didn't bow because, and they said in the Quran that he did not witness his own creation. Remember that?
Right, right.
Iblis didn't
Yeah.
witness. That's why he was an unbeliever. Let me find that. Let me find it real quick.
All
While
right.
I find that, can you tell me what you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, um, you
That's something
know,
we need to talk about.
so my takeaway that I'm taking away from so far is that we're seeing a couple things that are happening. If we go from what we earlier today when we talked about the blowers on knots, which were individuals from the heavenly realm that came down and had decrees. Then
The
we
cherubim.
see
The cherubim.
the cherubim who had decrees with the eyes, and they came down to release those decrees. And then we're talking about these chariots and how they come into existence. Most High says be and it is. So these are all taking place with the Most High's permission. This is all happening almost kind of like in the unseen
Yes.
world.
Yes.
All of these
Yes.
things are going on, and it's affecting the seen world. Well,
Yes.
what humans see.
Yep. The unseen. We're supposed to believe in the angels. Believe in the unseen. That's what's going on in the unseen. Now, we established that in Enoch 27. We established that Gabriel is over the cherubims and over the serpents. Serpents, that's like a type of jinn, right? Let's go to 97. Let's go to the Quran 97, verse 5.
Okay, Quran 97 verse 5. Okay, it says peace.
And Gabriel is a part of the we. He's not, he's a part of the we, he's over the cherubim. All
Gotcha.
right, go ahead.
Peace says peace it is until the rise of dawn. If I go to verse 4, it says, in it descend the angels and the spirit by the leave of their Lord with every command. Peace it is until the rise of the dawn. So here we go right here.
Talked about the dawn. So the angels are the cherubim, and the Holy Spirit, the Spirit is what? Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Gabriel's over the cherubim.
The angels of the angels and the spirit descend by the leave of their Lord with every command. And this is all happening in the night of decree.
Yep, the night of decree. And the cherubim, and they come down with the decrees. They come down with decrees. They come down with the holy wind and the wheel inside the wheel.
So let me ask you
with all these
something.
things.
So it sounds like the cherubim, they have two jobs
Mhm.
for the most part. So the cherubim are the ones that are under, like, so we got the cherubims that are under, not directly under the throne, because we know the seraphim are the ones that are directly under the throne. And then then we have the I guess that glass. And then under the glass, it's the cherubim, and they're also
Yep.
worshiping Allah, correct? Are
Yeah.
they also worshiping? So that that's their number one job. But then with the
They
permission,
didn't disbelieve, right?
no,
Iblis did.
right, which he's not really a cherub. He's not a cherubim. He's a jinn that was kind of made. It looked like a cherubim.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And you see how the power he has is to like give you a fake little destiny. You see what I'm saying? The cherubims come down with the ruach and all that stuff. He gives you a destiny that's short, that's short
right,
lived.
like a
That's gonna get you
short
into
period
hell.
of time.
Like a genie. He's like a fake
Gotcha.
destiny type of guy.
Gotcha. And so, like, if you know, if you can, he'll give you wealth, or make you think you have wealth, but it's for a short period of time.
Yep. And that's what the cherubims do. And he was working in like he was like a cherubim.
Mm,
Like his junk is fake.
gotcha. And they come down with those decrees. And let me ask you something. When they come in, so when they come down with the decrees, and that's happening during the month of Ramadan, those decrees are pretty much that kind of sets you up for the year.
Yep. So that's why you're supposed to keep your laws,
Gotcha.
keep the laws of the Most High, keep the holy months, pray, and you get evaluated every year.
Gotcha. And inshallah,
And you can make your life better if you do right. You got, even like in Israel, we had a time when we can do sacrifices and do things to try to remove this. The Levites will try to remove the sin for Israel for that year. We do the Day of Atonement. We do it yearly. We renew the
yes.
covenant so we could get a better decree.
And inshallah, can you give me one moment?
Yep.
I'm just gonna put myself on mute.
Let's see, 7. Okay, I know where I can go. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to 1851. Give me 1 second, y'all. There we go. I got it. All right, let me share my screen. Talk about this Iblis guy real quick. Chapter 27. No. Where is it? Ezekiel. There we go. Got it. Nope, that's the wrong one. Give me 1 second, everyone. Nope, that's not it. There. $18.51. All right, we're going to $18.51. I'm gonna start at 50. All right, let me try to share my screen again. That's not it. That's not it. I think that's it. There we go. All right. So, and mention when we said to the angels. All right, so this is the we is talking to the four living beasts, the four living creatures, the cherubim, the elders that's in the book of Revelations. And then Iblis is there as a cherubim, okay, prostrate to Adam. And they prostrated except for Iblis. He was the jinn and departed from the command of his Lord. Then will you take him and his descendants as allies other than me, while they are enemies to you? Wretched it is for the wrongdoers as an exchange. All right. I'm going to go to the next one. It says, I did not make them witness to the creation of the heavens and the earth, or to the creation of themselves, and I would not have taken the misguiders as assistants. So the jinn and humans, we did not witness creation of the heavens and earth. The angels, the high level angels did. We did not witness the creation of ourselves. Adam did not see the Most High put him together. He was, and the Most High, and Adam did not see the Most High put Eve together because he was put to sleep. So he didn't even witness Eve being put together. And that breeds doubt. That breeds doubt. So Iblis did not see his own creation. He did not see the Most High put his body together. But the angels were in spirit form and they watched the Most High put their wings together and make their bodies, and then they incarnated they saw the Most High create them. That's why they're so loyal, because they know the Creator. There's no doubt. They know the Creator created them because they saw it. They know the Most High created the heavens and the earth because they was there watching it. Iblis wasn't there watching it. That's why Iblis has doubt. And Iblis became a disbeliever. It says he was amongst the disbelievers because he didn't witness all of this. The doubt creeped up in his heart. He did not witness all of this. All right. So in Iblis, I know they say Iblis, Iblis, he prays, he's not a believer, he's a disbeliever, he's an unbeliever. Iblis is not a believer at all. He believes all this philosophy that's out there about, there's another God out there, the universe, all that junk is coming from Iblis. Atheists, all that is coming from Iblis. But I know you say, but Iblis was in the presence of the Most High and he disbelieved. Yes, because he didn't witness his own creation. He believed there's something else out there. He didn't see the Most High create everything. So he has doubt in his heart. And when the Most High picked Adam, which was made out of clay, he was made out of clay, over him, he was thinking like, oh man, I'm made out of, I'm older than him, that's not fair. And then that just increased the doubt. And he truly believed that there's another God out there. Because he didn't see it like the other angels saw it. He believed it. All this philosophy that all these books, Darwin, all that mess, that's coming from him. It's coming from him. His heart, his disbelief. He don't believe. He believed there's something else out there. He might have believed he created himself because he didn't see it. He didn't see his own creation. And let me show you in the Quran. Let me make sure I'm still on here. Let's see, let me show you. 234. Let me share my screen and show you. I think that's it. Nope, that's not it. And that's it. Got it. Share my screen. Hope everybody can see it. And
Yeah,
mention when we said to the angel, prostrate before Adam. So they prostrated, except for Iblis. He refused and was arrogant, and he became of the disbelievers. So
so it's
he had to
sort of
believe. So he had to believe. He's a believer just like, I mean, he had to believe just like all of us because he didn't see. So he is a disbeliever.
so it's like his arrogance made him a disbeliever, brought him into disbelief.
Yep. The high angels, they don't have to believe because they was there when they don't have to believe that the Most High created everything. They saw it. They even saw their own creation. They was in spirit and they saw it. So they don't have to believe nothing. They know. They know that the Most High, they know they was there and it was nothing. It was only the Most High there. And they saw the Most High make the earth and the heavens out when it was only him and them. And they saw him make all the stuff. So they have no doubt. Human beings, that's why we got to believe because we wasn't there. Iblis, he got to believe because he wasn't there. So Iblis is in the same boat as us.
Right.
He's in the same boat as us. He got to believe too.
So do you think, and that's why in some of those ayats it refers to the men and to the jinn, because
Yeah, they didn't witness their own
have to
creation. They got to
believe.
believe. They wasn't there when the Most High created everything. And the jinn. Yep, the jinn did not witness their own creation.
Mm.
Just like, did you witness your birth?
No.
Yeah. I didn't witness my birth. I wasn't there. I was there, but I'm not conscious of it.
Right. We just believe that it happened because we're walking and we're standing and we're breathing. We just believe that it took place.
Yep. But the Most High allowed the angels. It said, what did it say in one of the scriptures? The angels was singing. They was standing in rank singing when the Most High was creating everything.
Mm.
They was singing. They saw it. That's why they say they don't have free will and all that stuff. They saw it.
And
Where's the doubt? There's no doubt. Like they don't need no free will. They don't need nothing. Like there's no doubt.
right. And I think they do have the ability of free will, but like you say, and the
They
reason
do,
why I
but
say
why would they? Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say the reason why I think they have free will is because when Adam was created, they asked a lot of questions. They said, "Will you create this thing that will cause bloodshed, and havoc on earth while we sing the praises of our Lord?" If
Yep.
someone who doesn't have free will, they would have just went along with it without asking questions.
That's right. That's right. That's true. That's true. That's so true. Now, when we start talking about, man, we evolve from this and evolve from that, the angels look at us like we crazy. You know why?
Because they
They was
seen it.
sitting right. They witnessed us being created. They know we full of
Hmm.
shit.
And like you said, even yet what was it? Yesterday when you were talking about the ones where who were they were planning something, and then Allah calls the birds to throw the stones on them.
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
know Down the road the human beings are thinking, oh, these are the people we descended from,
Mm-hmm.
when in actuality, that wasn't necessarily the case. That wasn't the case. Those people were those people.
That's
For whatever
true.
reason, they just looked the way they looked,
Yep.
just like we look like we look.
Yep. One thing Iblis know. He know this. He know that Allah created us. Because if he
Yes,
older than us, that means he witnessed it.
right.
He witnessed our creation. So he know that Allah is our Lord. He know that.
Mm,
He
mm,
know that for a fact.
mm. Right,
That's one thing he know.
right. But what he does is he just like he had doubt in his
He's
heart.
an unbeliever. Yeah, he's an unbeliever.
He sows doubt in other people's hearts.
Yep.
He sows that little bit of doubt. Like for example, when someone's asking me the question about the word Elohim that's found in the Torah, and said that they heard a lecture that says that Elohim means gods in plural.
Mhm.
And so then my question to these people who gave that lecture, don't you understand and don't you know that there is only one God?
Yep.
So why would God in plural be there? So clearly it's going to be it's going to mean angels, like it says in the
Yep.
Quranic corpus.
Yeah, the
I'm sorry,
Quran, the Quran has the same language as the earlier scriptures.
mm-hmm.
They it's a hypocritical if the Sunnis try to go there.
Right,
Because
but
the
that's
Quran
that
says we
doubt.
all the way through it, and then it says us.
Mm-hmm. But that's
And
that
sometimes it
that's
says
that
I.
doubt.
Hmm?
That's that doubt that the shaitan puts in your heart. That
Mhm.
has the doubt that has been put in the Sunni or Shia, these folks, that hey, I doubt, I don't think that the scriptures are legit. I think they're corrupt. That's a doubt.
That's a
Even though
doubt.
the Quran tells you to believe in all the scriptures, but that shaitan, he comes, he whispers, and
Mm-hmm.
then he runs, and then he's creating that doubt.
Yep. Because he's a disbeliever himself.
And inshallah, Allah protects us from being of those that doubt, of the doubters. Inshallah.
So it seemed like he believed it. He said he became one of them. So he believed at first. So he's a hypocrite. He
Right,
believed at
he
first.
became.
So he's a hypocrite too.
Mm-hmm. That
Mm.
arrogance. That
Yep.
arrogance is something about that arrogance.
Yep.
Yep.
Ezekiel 10:1.
Okay. Ezekiel 10:1.
So we know who the runners are. We know who the blower knots are. We got the cherubims. We got the runners. We got the chariots, the angels, and they move fast too. We didn't really get a chance to get into like the Ezekiel part where they go like lightning fast. So people think it is like that they coming down during the night of power. No, they're going fast, lightning speed.
All right. And it says, and I looked and saw above the expanse, above the heads of the cherubim, the likeness of a throne of sapphire.
All right, so the expanse is the glass thing, you know, like you got the cherubim, and then above their head is a glass thing. In the Book of Revelation, it talks about 144,000 standing on that glass.
Mm.
And then above that, you got the big throne. So the cherubims is below, is under the throne, under the glass. Then it's down all the way down to us.
Gotcha. So like
You know
if
what I'm saying?
yes, so like when we think about like I'm just kind of thinking like how the Quran describes like the earth, right? It's like a carpet rolled out, and then above it is like the atmosphere, is like an atmosphere, and almost and like and then over that atmosphere and over all those seven layers, then above all of that would be that glass with, is that correct? The glass expanse.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't know how far it goes up. I don't know all that. I
Right.
just know that the cherubims is a below under that expanse.
Right. And there you have it right there. It says, and the Lord said to the man clothed in linen, go inside the wheelwork beneath the cherubim. Fill your hands with burning coals from among the cherubim and scatter them over the city. As I watched, he went in. So there's those wheels again, that wheel work.
Yep, that will work. Yep. I mean, it's like, yeah, Ezekiel, that's deep. Very deep. And you see, that's the cherubim. That's the wheel work. Hey, go down to 9. See 9? It'll tell you. The
Yes.
4 wheels. See that?
Mm-hmm. It says, and then it says, then I looked and saw 4 wheels beside the cherubim, one wheel beside each cherub, and the wheels gleamed like a beryl stone.
Yeah,
As
so you
for their
see, go ahead. You see, you got the cherubim, and then beside them, you got those wheels. And when they move, the wheels move because their spirit is inside the wheel. The ruach, the breath is inside that wheel, and they moving like that. And it seems like sometimes the Most High might jump on, or like that whole expanse. They might be under that expanse, holding it up and moving it like that. I don't know.
hmm,
We'll ride one of them.
mm, all had the same form, like a wheel within a wheel.
Yep. So the angels, the cherubim, come down with Gabriel during the night of power. And it seems like the Most High is like putting his wind, blowing his wind or whatever he want to happen inside these wheels. And the cherubim come down and spread it all over the earth. And you got and they're under the expand, the 4 corners of the earth. And they go to 12.
Okay, Ezekiel 12.
No, down. No, down, no,
Okay.
10, 12.
Okay. All right. It says their entire bodies, including their backs, hands, and wings, were full of eyes all around, as were their 4 wheels.
Dang. The twirling wheels. Yeah. Um, and like
Mm,
people, I done heard people connect this with like UFOs and stuff. I mean, it could be the UFOs, but they connected to these big creatures. They're connected to big creatures.
gotcha.
It could be that. It could be that, but
Mm,
they connected to these big creatures.
gotcha. Because
They're like yo-yos. Go ahead.
gotcha. Because when people are saying they're seeing this, they're seeing some type of thing that's like kind of twirling,
Yep.
uh,
Yeah,
uh,
they're sending something twirling in the air.
like a disc.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yep.
That's whew. My goodness.
Yeah, these creatures. And
That's
they and
deep.
the living creatures, the word creature can be translated as beast as well. Beast. Living
Mm,
thing. Beast is living thing.
mm, mm,
And Elijah went up into a chariot.
mm.
And we know Solomon had chariots.
And these cherubim are responsible for releasing or distributing the decrees.
Yeah, the inspiration. Because the Most High, he said, go to the Quran, chapter 29. It's about every matter, every command, everything that happens on the planet,
Mm.
down to the animals. Let me see if I can find out. Oh, why you went up there too quick?
Oh, okay.
Go up. I probably could have just said it there without the text before. I thought it was gonna be in the spider. It should be in the spider. I could just say it. Go down.
Okay.
Yeah, the most high inspires the spider to weave his web. That's by inspiration. Now, that's when dealing with the cherubims. That's dealing with the cherubims. But dealing with the messengers and stuff, it's a different ayat. Where it says like one angel. It didn't say angels. That's like different. That's a more personal type thing. No, he said he put his spirit on whoever of him serves as he pleases. That's something different.
Oh, here it is right here. It says the likeness of those who take to themselves protectors other than God is that of the spider. It builds a house, but the most fragile of houses is the spider's house. If they only knew.
Well, it was a different ayat about him building by way of inspiration. But that's a good ayat also.
Yes.
I know. My fault. I wrote the wrong thing. My fault. Yeah, please. Yeah, so what you get? What you get so far? What you thinking?
Right. Like, it's like the more we dig into the scriptures, you begin to see almost kind of, you get a small little piece to peep into a small window to kind of see the inner workings, the inner workings of the unseen, and how things are kind of happening in the unseen, and then how it ties into what we're doing, what we need to be doing. Like you said, with the Ramadan, the fasting in the Ramadan, the Day of Atonement, we're doing these things, and we're asking for grace and mercy, so
Yeah,
that
we're doing it for a reason.
right,
We're trying to get
yeah,
good decrees.
right, so we can get good decrees, or get decrees that's going to be favorable. They have that grace and that mercy on us.
Yep. And what we do, we seek refuge. What did it say? We need to go to that. Let me see. We go to the blowers or not. So we seek refuge, even with them.
Right.
And the whispering jinn. The jinns are the ones that's whispering and they withdraw. The blowers on knots, that's dealing with your destiny. See, the jinns will whisper to you, or the shayateens, what do you want? Yeah, they'll whisper to you to make you do crazy stuff so you get a bad decree. That's deep. You remember where it's at?
Let's see.
I'm trying to find this other one. Gathering.
Class.
Oh, I already went to that. I already went to that.
Room. Oh,
Oh, 100. It's in 100. 100. No, it's not 100. I'm tripping. 113.
Oh, I see what's going on.
Is there a 113?
I stopped sharing my screen for a second. There he is. My little screen was covering it up.
Oh.
So I share it. All right. Yep. Okay. I just shared my screen. All right. It
If
says,
you don't have anything else, we can end it with this because I'm kind of done.
all right. It says, in the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, say, I take refuge with the Lord of daybreak.
Hold on, we need to write a better translation. We can end it like that.
Okay. Let me go to.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Let me go to the the
Even though that
translation.
translation is okay because the blowing in knots it deals with like, yeah, it deals with if it's bad, like a bad omen or something. It does deal with that.
All right, and I'm
But
gonna go to the English translation.
yeah, I see why you did that. Ah,
Okay, says
I see why you did it. Go ahead.
take I take refuge. Say I take refuge in the Lord of the daybreak.
Hmm.
Okay, from the evil of that which He created.
See that? He created the cherubim, didn't he? He created the
Yes,
jinn. He created the
y-
humans. Keep
yes,
going.
and from the evil of darkness when it settles,
Yeah, predators come out at night.
and from the evil of the blowers on knots in knots.
Yeah, from the evil. Yep, because they
And
can blow evil. And
and
they can
from the
blow good.
evil and from the evil of an envier when he envies.
Yep. Alhamdulillah. And you got anything you want to talk about? Because I'm done with that.
Okay.
So
Uh
did I make it clear?
y-
The
yeah,
chariots.
yes. Yes, yes, alhamdulillah, very very clear. So that I mean the takeaway really from today is that, like I say, in that unseen world, we have angels, a type of angel that was created as a part of the creation, whose their job is to bring down those decrees, and some of those decrees are to create knots, we got the marriage knots, we have relationship knots, family knots, and issue those decrees. So that's the first takeaway. And
And they
then
can blow spirit on those knots to make stuff happen with those knots, to break those knots up, make those knots last.
gotcha.
They
And then
blow in the knots.
blowing in the knots. And then the second would be the when we're looking at the chariots, or the chariots are really, or the racers, again, that's a type of part of Allah's creation, where Allah says be and it is.
And
That
the angels ride on chariots as well. And even Elijah rode up on a chariot.
right. Yes. So yeah, I mean, that's my takeaway from those two things. And you can literally, I mean, since we've been talking about it, today, you can see it. You can picture that. You can
Yeah.
picture, the cherubim and they're in the decrees. You kind of get a little bit of imagery in your head, and then you can even picture the chariots.
Yeah.
But and yeah, so that's the takeaway. Alhamdulillah.
Yep. And you see how the previous scriptures, they buddy on each other, they buddy. They bounce off each
Yes.
other. Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Perfect.
because they're saying they're saying the same thing, and they're just they're providing each other with more and more detail on just kind of how everything works, the inner workings work. And even when we looked at the book of Enoch, even when we looked at the book of Enoch, and it said that Gabriel is over the serpents and the cherubim, and we know the serpents is a form of a jinn, and the cherubim, again, who brought the Quran? The angel Gabriel brought the
Right.
Quran. So
Yep.
the Quran is explaining, in the verses, the night of power, the decree, the night of decree.
Hmm.
What is That's better than 1,000 months, when the angel and the spirit come down with the permission of their Lord.
Yep.
So it's all going together and coming together. And even when we read the book of Revelations, and the Most High, there was a commandment that said, hold, hold the winds, hold those decrees until
Yep.
the faithful are sealed.
Yep. Because
Hold
when
those
those winds
decrees.
are let go, they're gonna be World War III. Everybody gonna be fighting each other. The earth gonna go crazy. It's good. The Most High gonna inspire the earth with those winds,
It's interesting because
break everything up.
when earlier, when we were doing the program on the blowers on knots and the decrees, it is kind of, sometimes it kind of make you reflect on your own life,
Mm-hmm.
and make you wonder, like, wow, I wonder if some of these things were decrees, because
Yeah.
like I said, I remember something saying to me to pray, that's this sewer here, the sewer that we just read, the sewer phallic, and to seek refuge
Mm-hmm.
from the blower on the knots. And
Wow.
at that time, I remember telling you about that. Remember, I told you this was a couple years ago, and I before we had this lesson, I thought it was somebody trying to do witchcraft on me, because I remember I came to you. I said, "Man,
Mm-hmm.
somebody trying to do some kind of voodoo or something on me," because
Right.
something came to me and told me to seek refuge from the
Ooh, something popped up
from
in
the
my head.
blow
Keep going. Something popped up in my head. Keep going.
something from the blower on the knots. And
Uh-huh.
so that's what, and to pray that pray the falak.
Uh-huh.
And this was like years ago. So now that we've had this lesson here, and then I'm just kind of looking back from that time that I got that, when something came to me and told me that, and then kind of looking at like different series of events,
Mm.
um it just made me wonder, like, was the warner trying to tell me, look, man, like, some of these, ready to get some of these decrees,
Mm-hmm.
that's not that's going to put you not what you're used to. You kind of used to a certain lifestyle, living a certain way, but you about to get some decrees. You need to kind of seek refuge from it.
Mm.
Seek
Mm.
refuge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's kind of like my takeaway. Sometimes, you just kind of have to sit back and you just have to reflect. Sometimes you just have to be quiet and you just got to reflect on things. And then after a while, it kind of all comes together, and it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And let me show you this. Listen, we ain't done. Go to Job. Job chapter 1. Job chapter 1. We're not finished. This
Okay,
is deep. Something popped up in my head. Job chapter 1.
Job chapter 1.
This is
Okay,
this is gonna be good.
let me share my screen.
Mm-hmm. Job chapter 1. This is perfect. And let me tell you this. If the shaitan go up there, right, and get the decree that we are, going to slavery or something bad happen to us, then guess what? It's gonna go into the wheel, and it's going and the angels, their job, the Most High is the judge, and the angels is the little bitty cops. Their job is to enforce the law. They're gonna come down and make it happen. They're gonna enforce the law. And they're gonna blow on the earth and make it happen.
Mm.
And look let's see what happened to Job.
Okay,
Job
can you
chapter
see?
1, verse 19.
Okay, verse 19. Do you see my screen?
I see it.
All right. It
See what happened
says,
to him.
all right, verse 19, it says, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in front of in from in, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the four corners of the house.
Mm,
It collapsed on the young people, and they are dead. And
mm,
I alone escaped to tell you. Then Job stood up, tore his robe, and
mm,
shaved his head. He fell to the ground and worshiped, saying, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away.
You see
Blessed
that?
be
He
the
got a
name
bad
of the
decree, didn't
Lord.
it? Because the Shaitan went up there and messed him up. It gave him a bad
Right.
decree. Shaitan
But
did that.
but
That's
you
that's
see,
the that's the secret arts. They can put listen, when they put witchcraft on you, a jinn or guy has to go, somebody has to go up there and get permission for it to be put on you.
mm,
If somebody put witchcraft on you and it works, that means the Most High allowed it. They have to get permission. You know that, right?
right.
So that's why Iblis or Satan or whoever that was, the devil, he went up there and got permission. And you see that wind, and he's a fake cherubim, so he got a little bit of power. But
Mm,
you see that wind hit him, changed his whole life.
right.
Go ahead.
But you see what he said though.
Yeah, go
He
ahead.
said he said fell to the ground
Mm,
and worshiped.
mm,
He didn't stop and curse the Most High. He didn't
mm,
stop and say, "Why me, Lord?" He fell.
mm,
What he did, he said he fell to the ground and he worshiped. He said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will return. The
mm,
Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed
mm,
be the name of the Lord." And then it made me think about there's a verse in the Quran that says, "Did you think that you would make it into paradise and not be tested?"
mm. So sometimes the Most High might give you testing decrees.
Right. So sometimes you may get you're gonna get those decrees. You're gonna get you. Sometimes you're gonna receive things, and then sometimes it's gonna be taken away from you just to
Mm,
see,
mm,
how do you handle things. Like when the prophet Abraham, peace and blessings be upon him, when Allah said, "Hey, take you take your son,
mm,
take your son you had that was gifted and slaughter and sacrifice him."
mm,
And let's see what Abraham does. Let's see how he handles this test.
mm.
And what did he do? He didn't falter.
Yeah.
And he was getting ready to sacrifice his son. And then the Most High came with that graciousness and that mercy. And you notice that after that test, I mean, Abraham, peace be upon him, he was already being blessed. But after that
Mhm.
test, it's like he became even more blessed.
Yeah.
He became even more blessed, and then his children and his children's children. His grandson became almost pretty much to almost right below the king of Egypt.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that when you get those decrees, and it's not gonna always be good decrees. It's not gonna always be rabbits and drops, but it's
Yeah.
how you handle it
Yeah.
and bear it with patience.
Yeah. That's true. Cause Job was good. Job was good.
And he said and what did he do? He worshiped. He fell to the ground and worshiped. He didn't
Yeah.
sit there and try to figure out. Now this is where let me say this right here. And I'm just gonna give like a regular little just kind of my own little testimony right here.
You good.
He fell to the ground and worshiped.
Mhm.
He didn't say, "Man, let me figure this thing out." Like, man, let me figure this thing out. Let me try to figure out what's going on. And let me try to come up with a plan to try to figure this thing out.
Mm.
No, he didn't do that. He fell to the
Yeah.
ground and worship. And
He know
see,
where it was. Yeah. He know where it was coming from.
when all the decrees, when the different things was happening to me, boom, 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 boom. Of course I didn't curse the Most High or why Most High is this happening to me. No, but what I did do wrong, and
Mhm.
I'm here to tell it. I'm here to say it. What I did do wrong was I was like, let me figure it out. Let me come up with a plan and let me
Mm.
figure it out. But it shouldn't have been me coming up with a plan and trying to figure it out. At that point, it's when I need to fall on my knees and do
Mhm.
exactly what Job did.
Mhm.
All right, the Lord gave, and the Lord taketh away.
Yep. Cause Joe
Right?
could. Yeah. Joe couldn't figure it out. It was done. He
You
couldn't do
some
nothing.
you can't figure it out because like you just said a little while ago, The Most High say be and it is, and there's a hand. The Most High can say be and it is, and here's $1 million. The Most High can say
Mm,
be and it is, and you got you I'm sorry, rich, beyond your wildest dreams, or
yeah,
you living over here under a bridge.
yeah,
But
yeah,
either way, the Most High is the Most High.
yeah. Alhamdulillah. Right, right.
It says in all of this, Job did not sin or change or charge
Charge.
God with the wrongdoing.
Beautiful.
That's right. Patience and perseverance. That's right. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I think
Let's
that
stop
was a good
sharing
one.
my screen.
Yeah, wonderful. All right, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's see, how can I contact IHOI and be a help to the cause and a active member? Alhamdulillah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No, let's talk about that. You
Yes.
hear me?
As we were actually just talking about that, like what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Cause yeah, the brother got a good. He said, "How can I contact the IHOI and be a help to the cause and an active member?"
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yes.
Very good
Well,
question.
inshallah. Go ahead, brother Mahmoud.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking.
No, okay.
What you think? You go. I'm
Well,
still thinking.
I'll say to the brothers and the sisters, inshallah, get ready, because in the next, inshallah, in the next, I would say month, a couple months or so, where there's going to be some things where you have access to become an active member. We're going to get our everything back online. Everything was online, but unfortunately something happened and got us offline. So inshallah, we're going to get back online with the website, get some things back with the social media, and get some, inshallah, at that point we can get some projects going. And once we get those projects going, so that you all can have access to them and see what's going with the projects, then we'll go from there. Because we're talking, I know Brother Mahmoud was talking about actually wanting to have an actual physical presence, actual masjid, if you will, so that we can
Mhm.
have a place that we can come, and when we have the feast days and things of that nature, it's a place that the believers can come to and things of that nature. So inshallah, we were looking at getting all those things coming. So what I want to do, and this just came to me,
Alhamdulillah.
and Brother Mahmoud, just let me know if this is okay. What
Alhamdulillah.
I want to do in the interim, while we're getting everything back online, is I want to submit inside of the IHOI's Facebook page. I'm gonna put in there like a Google Doc, and inside of that Google Doc, if you would like, it'll be just like a quick little something, that a questionnaire that you can click on, that'll put in your name, email address. If you want to put your phone number, you can put your phone number, and then you can put your in what areas you be interested in. Because there's so many things that we need to do. Dawah, charity. Those are two main things, right?
Yes. Yes.
Getting the message out, and then also charity.
Yeah. Feeding the sheep.
So
Finding the sheep. Feeding the sheep. The
yes.
lost tribes. It's all
So
about that.
inshallah, I want to do that. We want to do that. So, and then we and any and also whatever else that you all can think of. You know what I'm saying? This is not just us. We're Israel, so we're
Yeah.
we're we're a community. So anything that you all kind of come up with that we're not coming up with, because this needs to be a movement that even when we're dead and gone, it continues.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Beautiful.
Brother
And I
Mamad.
know, whew, I try to do it like all by myself, and I know that junk is not gonna work.
You
you know,
can't, because remember,
I
you
try
remember
to I try to run the website. I did everything for the website. I try to teach and this. I try to do all of it, and it just got like a little burnt
what
out.
what did
Trying to do everything.
Musa, and I'll say this to you, Brother Mamad, you're alhamdulillah, you're awesome, and you've taken this from the age 17 all the way to this point, right?
Yep.
But what did Musa's father-in-law say to him? You know,
Yeah.
when
Kareem
Musa
told me
was,
that too. Kareem told me the same thing you
you
said.
know,
Yeah.
you cannot do it all. You
Yeah.
have to have folks that we're here,
Yeah.
and we're ready to put in, we're ready to put in the work.
Alhamdulillah.
You got people who've been here and they ain't going nowhere, inshallah, to put in the work and do what needs to be done, so we can keep it moving forward. We can keep it moving
Mm.
forward. Because like I said, dawah. If all these other people can be out here doing dawah, all these other people are out here giving messages that's not truth. And the children of Israel, they're hungry. They're hungry for something. They'll sit. We see in all the major cities. They'll sit in these major cities and listen to people tell them all kind of craziness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're hungry.
Yeah.
So we feed them with good, right information and be there
Alhamdulillah.
for them,
Let's
inshallah.
make that. Let's make that like after the broadcast. Let's make that a little segment. We check in on that.
Okay.
You know, check in on our progress of trying to get all that started or back up.
Yes, definitely, absolutely, inshallah. And
I
like
think
I
that'll
say,
be good.
anybody who wants to uh part of, hey, making suggestions and it being a part, we got to kind of put together a committee of folks that's ready to
Mhm.
do the work.
Yep.
Not
Alhamdulillah.
just here, in the United States, but Israel. We were scattered corners.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Nojihan. You're the best.
It's no brother, mama, this you. And we appreciate you. We appreciate, we just pray a lot of you, give you good in this life and in the hereafter. I pray that the Allah gives believers good in this life and in hereafter, and Allah keeps us on the straight
Ameen.
path.
Same to you, Noah, and same to the believers. All right, I'm done if you're done.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, y'all. Assalamu alaikum. Y'all have a wonderful night. And I will
Wa
see y'all
alaikum
next time.
salam. Wa
See you
alaikum
next time.
salam. Love everyone. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.